Hi you all, my name is Kristen. I am a coach at Orangetheory Fitness here in Louisville, and I'm going to be taking you through an at-home workout here at Waterfront Park. You all, shout out to you for bringing you these at-home workouts. We're so excited to get this thing started. So today, the workout's going to be about 30 minutes long. I'm going to be taking you through 5 blocks. We're going to begin with a warm-up. We'll finish with flexibility, and in between, we're going to see some cardio. So to get started, I'm going to guide you through every single exercise, give you some options as well. And this first one is our warm-up. So we're going to begin with the side-to-side toe tap. So all we're going to do is a slight bend in our knees. We're going to take a big step here from side to side. So really trying to cover some distance here. And our next one is going to be the squat to overhead reach. So our feet are going to be shoulder width apart. We're going to sit back into our heels. Our arms are going to reach to the top. And then we're going to squeeze and extend those hips back. So thinking about those anchor points, tall chest, squeezing the core, and back in. That'll be for a total of 10. Our next exercise is going to be the hip rotation. So we'll have one foot. We're going to bring the knee up and outwards here. So think external rotation for this. We'll do a total of 5, and then we're going to reverse it. Internal rotation with one leg, and then we'll switch, do 10 to the other side. Our next one is going to be the static alternating lunge. So we're going to have our feet just planted to the ground, and then we're going to be shifting here from side to side. So really sitting back into that hip, pressing through the heel to extend, and then over here to the other side to repeat. Our last exercise is going to be the jumping jack for a total of 10 reps. All we do, we have our feet together. We're going to jump out big and back in. A good option for this one is just to step out and in and repeat. All right, you all, let's go ahead and get this warm up ready. So we got 20 with the side-to-side toe taps. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's really important. Get that body warmed up before the work ahead. So really try to bend those knees and sit back. We got about 10 more here. All right, our next one is going to be the squat with the overhead reach. I'm going to turn profile here so you can kind of see that form. Getting into that position, we're sitting back into that squat, reaching for the ceiling and back up. So think the weight is back in your heels, keeping the core tight, keeping that chest lifted. We got 3 down here already. A good little note, at the bottom of your squat, you should always be able to kind of lift your toes here. Other than that, it's like you're sitting in a chair, really reaching back here for it. Last one. All right, our next exercise is going to be that hip rotation. So thinking about that balance, a good idea for this is to make a circle here with your knee. So we got 2 down. We're going to do 5 externally, and then we'll do 5 more internal. It's really good to get those hips warmed up. So now we're starting that internal rotation. So making that circle out wide, bringing it back in. All right, we're going to switch sides here. Got 5 external rotations. Well, it's such a beautiful day here at Waterfront Park. The sun is shining. Oh, it's such a great day. All right, our next one is going to be the static alternating lateral lunges. So have a wide stance here, sitting back into those hips, press through that leg and extend. We have a total of 10, so just 5 on each side. So this, feeling that stretch in the inner thigh here, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible, but it's just important that you do your range of motion. All right, now we have those jumping jacks here. Next, total of 10. Let's bring those arms out wide. All right, so that was one round. We're going to start again here from the top. So we got the side-to-side toe taps. All right, at this point, you're definitely starting to feel that heart pump a little bit more. Feeling that blood flowing. All right, up next, we got that squat to overhead reach. We got a total of 10, kind of facing you this round, keeping that chest up tall. Probably starting to feel your breath as well, breathing a little bit more heavy. 5 more. We got our hip rotations here next. Finding that focal point, that's gonna help with your balance here. So bringing that leg out. Got a total of 3 down. Now let's go ahead and do the internal. Bringing it back in. All right, other side. All right, bring it back in. We have our alternating lateral lunges here next. Finding a little bit of that wider stance. Sitting back into that hip. Press through that heel, really drive, feeling those legs work. Got 10 here on each side. Good thing you can think of here is keeping your alignment so that hip, knee, and ankle should all be in one straight line here together. Got 2 more. And our last exercise is going to be that jumping jack here. So feet back together. Let's go ahead and split. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you all, I hope you're feeling warmed up, but we are about to head into our next block. So with these at-home workouts, pretty much all you need are things around the house. So something to lie down on. I personally have 5-pound weights, but feel free to get creative. Maybe some water bottles, a beer can, whatever you need. Just try to keep both weights equal on both sides. So our next block, we're going to get started. So we have 2 exercises for 2 rounds before we move on. And this block is really going to focus on balance and coordination. So our first exercise is going to be the single leg deadlift. So this one is going to be a little tricky, but we got this. So we're going to be turning profile so you can see. We're going to bring in the core. Think about tension in those shoulder blades. And we're going to have a 1 foot back, slight bend in our standing leg. I'm going to lift my heel towards the ceiling here, or towards the sky in this situation, and bring it back in here together. So we're feeling that stretch through the glute, through the hamstring, all the way down that leg. So I have a total of 8 on each side, but a good option for that is just to reduce that range of motion. Even if you have to place your hand on something to balance, you got this. Our next one is going to be the jump lunge. So a little bit of power incorporated into this one. So we're going to take 1 step back with that foot. Now from here, we're going to think jump and get some height here. Think land softly, balance and control is going to be that focus. A good option for this exercise is just a reverse lunge. Taking that foot back and really dropping that knee down towards the ground. We have a total of 8 for that one as well. Now after we complete 2 rounds of those exercises, we're going to move on to another 2. So up next we're going to be coming down to our mats here, the plank palms to elbows. So I'm going to be on my elbows here. In my high plank position. I'm going to lower down 1 elbow here at a time, press through my palm to go back up. I'm going to make sure that I alternate on each side here, so I'm nice and equal. A really good option for this one is to drop it on down to your knees. We also, for this one, have a total of 8. Then we're going to be moving into the body weight running man. So we're going to come back into that high plank position, and from this, we're going to bring that knee right into the chest and switching here kind of quickly. This is going to help get our heart rates up. Now, I'm going to have a total of 40 for that one. We're going to have fun with it. But after 2 rounds of that, that'll be the end of the block. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with our single leg deadlift. Now choosing one side here. Kind of catch your breath. Find that you're stacked, ready to go. Tension in those arms. And we are going to lower down here and back up. Good. So something that will also help you with this exercise is keeping that focal point. Once again, balance and coordination, can't say it enough. So think about that core. Already got 4 down, we're halfway there, 1 side. Something you also want to think about is keeping a slight bend in that standing leg. Our shoulders, our hips should all be parallel to the ground. Got 3 more. And this is the last one here. Whew. Gotta shake it out. We're gonna do it to the other side. So standing up nice and tall once again. Heel lifting to the ceiling and back in. Keeping that tension, keeping the tension. All right. Now once again, you can always find something at home to kind of help balance here. Maybe you gotta hold on to a chair, hold on to something next to you, that's all right. We're here to try something new today, challenge ourselves, take ourselves to that next limit. 2 more. And last one before we get to shake it out. Woo, should be feeling it in the legs, you all. Our next one is gonna be the jump lunge. We got 8 total. So we wanna get into that starting position first. Ball of foot, we're gonna drop that knee down. And from here, we think jump up, land with control. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that was 1 round. We're gonna repeat exactly what we just did 1 more time. So back to that single leg deadlift. Make sure you catch your breath. Something about Orangetheory, we are heart rate based interval training. So we do teach you into these different heart rate zones. So maybe during that one, might have felt uncomfortable. That's where the orange zone comes into play. Maybe it felt like an 8 out of 10. Definitely keeping that focal point always helps me balance, find a little bit more control. And if you fall down, it's okay. You get back up, try again. Nobody's perfect, right? Got 1 more here. All right, moving on to that next side. Getting back alignment once again. All right, you all, let's go. Want to take a little bit longer on the way down. Feel that stretch, a little drive to the top with the leg. Halfway through. All right, last one. Almost there. All right, now we are ready for the second half of this 8-minute block. We have 2 rounds of the 2 exercises. So make sure if we're at home that you grab your mat, maybe it's a towel, but we're gonna be getting started with the plank palms to elbows here next. So we're gonna come down to our high plank position. We wanna make sure that we check out our shoulders, make sure they're directly over the wrist. We're gonna lower down 1 elbow here at a time, press through the palm, back up to that high plank. Now we wanna make sure that we alternate sides here. We have a total of 8 reps. And remember, we can always drop it down to our knees here as an option. So this is gonna be number 4, getting us halfway through. Definitely wanna continue to push through the floor here. Think about lifting up that belly button and squeezing those glutes. Got 2 more. All right, so that was our 8. Our next one, we're gonna be heading into the running man. So we're gonna get back into this position. Probably gonna be feeling those shoulders burn, but we're bringing the knees into the chest. So that was 10. We have a total of 40 here. I know it seems like a lot, but we got this, you all. Halfway through. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, you all. That was 1 round. Go ahead and shake out those arms here a little bit. Feeling it right there in the deltoids. We're gonna do this for 1 more round to complete this block. So back into the palm to elbows. Back to your high plank, really squeezing every single muscle in your body. Let's drop down that elbow. Press up through that palm. Halfway through. Last one. All right, you all. We're gonna be heading in 40 more of the plank running man. Let's get at it. And that's 10. Halfway through. Come on, keep bringing those knees in. And that was it, you all. That completes our second block of this workout. We're gonna be moving on here to our cardio section. So with that being said, we can get rid of the mat, just kind of move it away here. But we have a 5-minute block. we're gonna be working for 30 seconds and then resting here for 30 seconds. So with that being said, we got two options here for you that you can choose at home. Our first one could be just a jump squat. So getting back into that squat position, weight in the heels, we can jump up, land nice and easy, or we could just squat here for 30 seconds. The next one, we can do a broad jump and shuffle it back. So with that, we're gonna find our squat position once again, jump it forward, quick feet on the way back. Now this one's really fun. Maybe we'll switch it up here during this 5 minutes of work. But other than that, make sure you take a couple deep breaths here and we're gonna get ready. So I'm gonna get my watch. It's really handy to have here during these blocks. I'm gonna get my timer set up, ready to go. All right, you all, 5 minutes on the clock. Choosing what you please here. Let's get at it. Broad jump, shuffle it back. I love the quick feet, you all. Now with this cardio section, as I said a little bit earlier, we are heart rate based interval training. So you'd be wearing a heart rate monitor to track your real time during your workout. And during this time, we want to get into that uncomfortable feeling, which is that orange zone. Got a few more. And we got 30 seconds of rest at this point. So go ahead, take those big inhales in, exhales out. Also, if you have some water there next to you, go ahead, grab a drink. Now, I'm gonna show some options throughout this cardio as well. It's a little bit different for everybody at home, so we just gotta be creative, use our resources. In about 10 seconds, I'm gonna be doing a squat jump here next. You probably hear me right now, breathing a little bit heavy, that's exactly what you want. All right, here we go, 30 seconds on with the drop squat. Now take your time with this. Try to get back all the way into those hips, get into that range of motion. But we try to add a little bit of power, really pushing through the floor and extending those legs. Taking a look at the timer here. All right, we got 30 seconds here of rest. This 30 seconds, y'all, it's beautiful. It's a good thing. Just to feel that heart work. So I'm gonna do the next option as well. I'm gonna do the squats next. But as of this moment, about halfway through, almost halfway through our cardio. But uncomfortable, remember, that's that feeling we want. It's where changes happen, right? Stepping outside that comfort zone. All right, so our next cardio piece is just gonna be squats. So here we go, on for 30 seconds. Really think about pushing through those heels and keeping that tension there to the top. Still want to think about pulling in the core. Maybe keeping the eyes up. And definitely trying to keep those knees right over those ankles. Got 10 more seconds. No matter what, just choose what's going to be the most challenging here for you. All right, we got 30 seconds of rest. But you're starting to feel it here in the legs. Orangetheory, we do focus on total body. We have different focuses every single day in studio. We got strength days, power days, endurance days. Some days they're a mixture of all three. So we always keep things exciting, continue to shock that body, continue to bring changes to your life. All right, so I'm gonna start once again with the broad jumps and the shuffles back. We're 3 minutes in, we got 2 minutes left, you all. So let's get ready. We're gonna squat and jump. So for me, I kind of play here as a game. I try to get that same distance every single round. But give yourself a second. Land into that squat. Feel those muscles work. Halfway through. What's important, you just don't stop here during those 30 seconds, no matter what we chose. We want to stay committed to it. And we got 30 seconds of rest. Woo. In through that nose, out through the mouth. That means only a couple of seconds. About another round here left to go. This time, I'm gonna be heading into those jump squats. Just to show the variety, that there's options for everybody. It's for all ages, all fitness levels. Hope you're breathing just as hard as home as well. All right, you all, let's get ready. Doing the jump squats here next. 30 seconds on. All right, I love to feel that engagement in my legs, especially as I push through that floor. Only 15 seconds left, you all. Come on, we made it this far. Gotta keep going. Almost there. We're in that final countdown. All right, we're gonna shake it out here. We have 30 seconds of rest, and that is gonna complete your 5-minute cardio block. So we have one more here today. It's gonna be block number 4. It's a total of 8 minutes long. Now, one of the pieces of machines that we use at Orangetheory is a water rower, which is really awesome. Low impact, uses 84% of our muscles in our body. And these exercises are gonna kind of mimic that movement and also strengthen those same muscle groups here. So once again, thinking about something that you have at home, I have these 5-pound weights I'm gonna be using, but get creative, right? It could be a water bottle, it could be Coke cans, makeup bags, whatever it is, just try to keep the weight equal here on each arm. So our first one is gonna be the good morning to tricep kickback. So I'm gonna grab my weights, I'm gonna turn profile once again so you all can see, but we're gonna begin with our feet about shoulder width apart. From there, slight bend in the knees, we're gonna bring those elbows right into the hips. Now, I'm gonna fold forward at the hips, so my chest is about parallel to the floor. I'm gonna extend my arms out, feeling those triceps work, bring the arms back in, and extend the hips. And that's it. We're gonna repeat that for a total of 8 times, but just keep in mind, reduce those weight choices if needed on this one. Now the next one is gonna be the hip hinge low row. If you have something a little bit heavier at home, I would encourage you to do so, but if not, those same weight choices will work just fine. So kind of back into that position that we did before. We're gonna get into that hip hinge, but this time our arms are gonna be down, extended with our palms facing each other. We're gonna think about driving those elbows back, feeling all of those back muscles work, and extend the arms back down. Definitely keeping you steady with the legs. Make sure you keep squeezing the core and the glutes to help keep you stable. We have a total of 8 for that one as well. And our last one is gonna be, well, not the last one, but sumo squat to upright row. Our toes are gonna be facing a little bit outwards on this one. Palms are gonna be facing each other. Now we're gonna get down into a squat position. The knees are gonna open up. We're still weight back in the heels. I'm gonna push through the legs, rotate my palms to face my thighs, bring those weights up to around the chest, lower it back down. Think wide elbows for that one. So I'm gonna repeat this one as well for about a total of 8 reps. Now after that, I'm gonna put the weights down, and we are definitely gonna get that core activated, get it working, because that is a part of rowing. Got to roll away weight, I'll get that here in a second. But we got a crunch with scissor here next. So we're gonna have our hands behind our head, making sure the shoulder blades are off the floor, flexing our feet. We're gonna take one leg up, and then switch it here to the top, just like a pair of scissors. Now I have a total of 16 or 8 on each side. So other than that, we got an 8-minute block, you all. So go ahead, grab that equipment that you need at home, and we're gonna get started. All right, we had the good morning to tricep kickback first. Go ahead, bring those elbows in, total of 8. Bending down, and back up. Now we want to try to get that full extension if possible. Of course, it's about your range of motion. Just that slight bend in the knees here. We get a little bit of power, we get that little bit of that leg engagement as well as we extend back here to the top. So we're halfway through, we got 4 more. Final 2, you all. Got 1 more here left. Definitely should be feeling that burn in the backs of the arms. All right, you all. Up next, we are going to be moving on here to just a little pause. Take a break here. A little brain fart. The hip hinge low row. We're back to it. 8 total reps. Folding it forward, driving those elbows back, lower it back down. Think about those elbows kind of leading us to the top. But check out your focus. Are your eyes straight down towards the ground? Are we parallel? We got 4 more. All right, up next we have 8 reps of the sumo squat to upright row. So we're gonna get into that position here next. Toes are facing outwards. Now from here, palms are gonna be facing each other, dropping down into that squat. Press through those heels, rotate, up into that high row, and back down. Something that you can think about here for this one is keeping a long spine. One note you would see in rowing is lifting up and out of those hips, really engaging the core, and lengthening through. So all of these exercises are going to help you with that. So we got 4 here, got 4 more here to go. Now thinking about your alignment, try to look at your knees here, making sure they're directly over the ankles. Got 2 more. You all, this wind is feeling so nice, so nice. All right, just completed those 8 reps. We have 16 scissor crunches here. So making your way down to your mat, maybe your towel. We're gonna lift the shoulder blades up, flex those feet, 1 foot on top, and then we switch. Got 16. Halfway through. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. All right, you all, we have 1 more round to get through, so we're gonna start again from the top with that good morning tricep kickback for 8 total reps. So go ahead, squeeze those elbows in. We're gonna fold forward at the chest, extend the arms, in, and lift. All right, we're halfway through, 4 more. Hopefully you all have a fan here at home, maybe something blowing in the wind in your face, just like here at the Waterfront Park, you all. Last one. All right, we're gonna get back into that hip hinge position. We got the low row here next, total of 8. So make sure we get that starting position down pat first, drive those elbows back, lower down and extend. We got 2 down. Halfway, feel that upper back, everything kind of working here, especially those lats. Final 2. All right, we're gonna be moving on to that sumo squat to upright row, that final round. Toes are facing outwards, palms together. Let's go ahead and drop it down low. Press through, rotate, upright. Once again, feeling it there in the back of that upright row. Got 3. Still back to the legs, you all. Rowing with the power focus. We got majority of our work happening through our legs, only 20% happening through our core, 20% happening through our arms. So the rest, 60% through that lower body. Got 2 more. And last one before we head into the scissor crunches here. All right, let's go ahead, drop down those weights. Find your mat here once again. Now keeping in mind, option for this one is to have a slight bend in the legs. So I'll go ahead and show that for you. For 16, we're gonna bend at those legs here. Halfway through. Keep lifting through that chest, get those shoulder blades off, you all. Working through those legs. And we made it through, you all, very good. So that completed block number 4. We're gonna get ready for our flexibility block here to finish this workout. So now you can probably feel your heart rate is pumping, breathing, sweating heavy, you did good. But during this flexibility block, it's time to calm down that nervous system, tell the body that it is done working. So we have 20-second holds throughout this block here. Now our first one is gonna be the overhead side reach. So we're gonna take one arm over and kind of lengthen here to the side. Now making sure that you feel your breath, so make sure you inhale, and with every exhale, we're gonna reach a little bit farther into that stretch. We'll then do it to the opposite side, once again holding it for 20 seconds apiece. Our next one is gonna be the standing toe reach. To really stretch out the legs that we use here today, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves, everything, we're gonna reach down to the ground. Now I have a little bit more flexibility, but of course it's about your range of motion. You could stop at the thighs, you could stop at the calves, but we'll be holding that for 20. Our next one is going to be the walking down dog. So we're going to make sure that we get into our high plank position first. This is where this mat can come back in handy. Then we're going to find our downward dog here, pressing the palms, lifting those hips up, and then we're going to pedal our feet out here. Once again, we'll be working through this for about 20 seconds. And our final stretch, we're gonna be bringing it down into a lunge position. This is our running lunge. So we're gonna take one foot forward, press through the hips, and then from there, if possible, bring both palms down onto that mat. Now I'm gonna take that elbow, press against the knee, and take this opposite arm and reach towards the ceiling here. Holding that for 20, and then once again, we're gonna do that to the opposite side. So let's go ahead and start from the top, and find your feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna take one arm up, and reach it over. It's gonna feel good on the lats and the shoulders here. I'm gonna keep an eye on my watch for 20 seconds. So as I inhale, exhale, try to really reach towards that ceiling, maybe the sky, no matter where you are at home. All right, we're gonna take a big inhale up. We got 20 seconds here to the other side. I hope you all have enjoyed the workout so far here today. I know I had fun being here at the Waterfront Park, taking you through this Orangetheory at-home workout. I would love to see you back in our studio here one day. Come check us out. We have multiple locations in Louisville. I am a coach at the Highlands location, but we also have Brownsboro, we have Middletown, we have the Highlands, and St. Matthews. Can't forget about them. All right, so our next stretch here, we're gonna be heading into the next stretch. Let's take a couple more deep breaths, you all. Funny stuff here. The standing toe reach. So everybody take a big inhale up, exhale, reach for those toes. Now remember, all about your range of motion here. Taking an eye on the clock. Now with all those single leg deadlifts that we did a little bit earlier, those jump lunges, this is gonna be really helpful. Keep breathing through, you all. You're gonna feel that tension at first, but the longer we hold it, the more we're gonna kind of feel our body kind of relax into this stretch. All right, we're gonna slowly bring it back on up. Whew. Our next one is going to head into our walking downward dog. So back to that high plank position. Finding your mat, of course. Send those hips up, press through the palms. Now once you feel comfortable in this position, maybe you just want to stick it here. Otherwise, we're going to bring one heel up at a time, kind of pressing through the feet, but always trying to get that heel as close down to the ground here as possible. Once again, I'm going to help stretch there. Keep pressing through those palms. Do two more here on each side. Come back into my plank, and our last one is that runner's lunge. We're going to get that rotation in here with it. Now you may feel a little bit more comfortable just being in this lunge position. By all means, hold this here if necessary. But make sure we're in that deepest lunge. We keep pressing those hips forward, and then we'll take it there to that next level. Placing the hands down. Take that elbow, press against the knee, and we're going to rotate it up here. Inhaling and exhaling. Try to keep that length. Open up the chest. We're going to come down. We're going to switch it here to the other side. Remember, it's nice and easy here on the body. Once again, driving those hips forward. Place the hands down. Our final stretch here together today, rotating. Maybe able to press those hip flexors a little bit more forward, a little bit more length in the hand up towards the sky. And we're going to come back down. All right, everybody, that was it here for today for our Orangetheory Fitness at-home workout. So if you enjoyed it, make sure that you tag us here online. We have some hashtags you can use here. We got Orangetheory at Home, Together Kentucky, Healthy at Home, and Team Kentucky, you all. So thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you all. We'll see you soon.